Hey everybody, it's Wootini from GayGamer.net, here with another weekly video podcast, and as promised, this one's going to be all about the launch of the Nintendo Wii U. They had their official launch event at the Nintendo World Store in Rockefeller Center in New York City, and it was, as usual, a zoo. Of course, as with, like, when they have like a Pokemon launch or a Mario launch or something, they'll have like activities and stuff to do in addition to the line for the game. So people will come, they'll do the activities, then they'll go get in line. Or the diehards will just go get in line and say, I don't need to do that. But with this, it was just the line. And the front of the line, the people who'd lined up for the longest, were actually in between buildings, like not on 48th Street, but into Rockefeller Center. There was a stage set up, and they had the line wound through that. They had little barrier ropes to keep people in their line. So basically, Triforce, of course, was in the front of the line because he's been there for like weeks. He was actually there before Hurricane Sandy hit, and had to leave, but then came right back. Some of the other people in the front of the line, basically everybody in that front section, they were lined up as of like that morning. Maybe the night before. The people towards the front were lined up the night before. The people at the very back of that front section, where you could actually see the stage and whatever, they were there since like that morning, earlier that day. People who lined up later in the day were on 48th Street. People who lined up that evening were going up 6th Avenue or around the corner on 49th Street. On 48th Street, they had like video monitors that were showing what was on the stage, but once you got down to 6th Avenue or 49th Street, you had to entertain yourself. But there were, obviously everybody had their 3DSs and stuff, so it was good for street passing. I walked the entire line to see how long the line was, and figured I'd street pass as I go. And as of 10:30 for the midnight launch, the line went down 48th Street, up 6th Avenue, and then around 49th Street. But only a little, maybe a quarter of the way down 49th Street. So it wasn't really that bad. Of course, when I got back and I checked my street passes, I was like, how do I only have 4 street passes? I had 4 street passes today before I even got here, and I realized that I must have bumped the little wireless switch, so... But they they handed out beanies. They had Wii U beanies, and they had people going around. They had a food truck, so that they were going around with trays of hot cider and grilled cheese sandwiches to keep everybody in line warm. Although it wasn't really that cold. It wasn't too bad. It was actually relatively pleasant. And then they had the giant Miis who entertained everybody by just dancing around like fools. And it's fun, but Miis aren't supposed to be that big. It's kind of disturbing, at least to me. I found them slightly frightening. And I imagine that some children would have nightmares, if there were any children in line. But of course there weren't, because it's all adults, because it's the middle of the night. There's no children there. But then, at the end there, with just minutes to go, Reggie took the stage, and he had a few words to say to thank everybody for coming.
How you guys doing? Are you ready to usher in the next generation in gaming? So what will you play next? Wii U! Wii U! This is very exciting. So again, on behalf of Nintendo of America, thank you for spending tonight with us. The clock is counting down. Are you guys ready? Is your body ready? My body is ready. This is such a special day, right? A lot of friends of Nintendo here. So it's really great to be here in New York. It's great to be at our house here in New York. And it's been great spending this evening with you guys. Hopefully you had some fun. Hopefully you're ready for your Wii U. I've been getting reports from some of the media who have their systems. They're downloading the content. They're having a great time. So you're gonna have a lot of fun tonight. So Slater, what's the word?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what to do. First of all, make some noise for Mario and Luigi who are joining us here today. We've got all of our special me characters here in the house, of course. The man himself showed up. We are down to almost less than 1 minute. 1 minute before we open up those doors and let you inside. We are making history tonight, folks. That's right. You'll be the first in the entire world. In fact, the world will be watching as you go on inside there and take home the console that is bringing people together inside the living room and reshaping the way you game. So, ladies and gentlemen, one last time, here is the clock. We're down to 45 seconds. When we get to 10 seconds, I need everybody, including all of those folks on 48th Street, to count down with us. That's right. When we hit the 10-second mark, I want to hear each and every one of you. Let's make some noise. Let's let New York City know that we are here. Nintendo came to represent. Can you guys handle that? I know you can. Absolutely. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, all eyes right up here on the clock. We're about 18 seconds away. 48th Street, I know you're watching. Watch the clock. 15 seconds now. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, count with us. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And then after Reggie finishes, everyone hustles into the store. Well, I mean, the media, we hustle into the store. And then they bring in Triforce to do his first purchase. I'd love to see it if somebody ever beat him to a Nintendo console launch. I don't think it would ever happen because he gets in line like weeks. You'd have to be even more insane in order to try to be ahead of him in line. But that would be kind of hilarious if he like showed up weeks ahead of something and there was already somebody there and he was like... you know, they do the whole press photo op thing where Reggie sells him his console and they pose for pictures and this takes quite a while, and then they have to like usher them off to the side so that people can, you know, the other people can get their pictures and stuff, because they've got line of hundreds and hundreds of people waiting to get into the store so that they can buy their consoles themselves. And I mean, like I said, it was only like 5-6 minutes or so, and then they started to let in the second and third people in line and beyond. And then there was just a constant influx of people happily buying their Wii U's. They also handed out little wish lists that listed the games and accessories that were available so that you could check off what you wanted, and then on your way to the register they would take that and then they could like basically prepare your bundle for you so that when you got to the register it was all there, and they'd check and then they'd ring you up and you'd go. So it would be a little smoother purchasing, so you didn't stand there at the register going, don't know, do I want Mario or do I want Wii U, Zombie U? So that cuts down on that. Unfortunately, because I was there as media, I couldn't do what I did with the Wii, which was to get in line and buy a console. So once they started selling them, I was like, oh, yeah. And I checked, and they weren't 100% sure that they would have enough consoles if I went to the back of the line. And I was not going to stand there for probably what would be at least 2 or 3 hours in the hopes of maybe getting one. But I was told that Toys R Us in Times Square was doing a midnight launch as well. So I said, what the heck, that's only a few blocks away from here. I'll go check. So I go over there, and there's all these barricades, and they're up against the side of the building. There's nobody in line. I'm like, was I given the wrong information? Are they not having a midnight launch? And I walk over, and there's a woman standing in front of the door, and she's like, are you here for the Wii U? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay, that's the only section we have open. You can't buy anything else, just Wii U's, games, and accessories, nothing else. Is that okay? And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. So I go inside Toys R Us in Times Square, and there's like a line of like maybe 20 people. I go get one of the last few copies of Zombie U, And then I go get in line at the register, and lo and behold, I got my Wii U. Deluxe Edition, naturally, because, I mean, it comes with a Nintendo Land, which you're going to want anyway, so why not spend the extra $50? Totally worth it. I was in and out of there in 5 minutes. It was ridiculous. And I was there was one guy in line behind me, and then the employees were like, are we going to just close? Like, what's up with this? Like, where's everybody else? And I told them, I said, they're all in line at the Nintendo store. Like, for hours, they're going to be in line. And they could just come here, but they didn't know that, so, oh well. Also, apparently there was some kind of a sale where it was like, buy one game, get one at half price, so you could buy a Wii U game and get one. So then you don't have to decide. You could get Mario and then get Zombie U for half off. Score. I didn't know that, and I just wanted to buy the one game. So I just bought Zombie U, because it comes with Nintendo Land, and I was like, I haven't even cracked the shrink wrap on Zombie U yet. I have played a little bit of Nintendo Land, but I figured that's enough. I can't have any more games, because, I mean, there were people buying like 3, 4 launch titles, and I'm like, why are you doing this? When do you have time to play this? Do you not have a job? I don't know, because I have a job, so I don't have time to play all that many games. So I brought it home, hooked it up. It was actually relatively easy to hook up, because it comes with an HDMI cable, but I don't have any more available HDMI ports in my TV, so I just used the same component cables that were hooking into the Wii. So I just basically unhooked it from the Wii, unhooked my sensor bar from the Wii, and then all I had to do was plug in the sensor bar and the output for the component cables into the Wii U. Good to go. Well, I mean, I'd obviously plug it into an AC adapter, but, you know. It was super easy. And then it, like, walks you through the setup, and you do everything. But then you connect to the internet, and it was fine, and it found my wireless router, no problem, it hooked up. And then it said, now I must do a system update. I thought, okay, fine. Oh my god, it took, like, I swear it was like 10 or 15 minutes before there was even, like, a blip of progress on the bar. And by, it was like 3:15 or 3:20, and I'm like, it's heading towards 3:30, and it's, actually, no, you know what, it was 3:30, because I remember thinking, I started it like 2:35, and it was like 3:30, and it wasn't even to the halfway point, and I said, forget this. Like, I can't. I mean, I was playing Xbox while this was doing this, because you can't do anything until it finishes, and I was like, ugh. So I just basically gave up, and I kind of went to bed, and then my husband woke me up. He said, okay, it finished. And it took about an hour and a half, I think, to do the system update. And then I just kind of finished everything, and then set up my Mii, and then turned it off and went to bed, probably. I didn't even play any games. So Sunday, I got to play some games. And, of course, set everything up, because, I mean, I will say, though, that when I put in Nintendo Land, it did require a system update for the game, but while it was downloading, there was a launch software button, so I tapped that, and it launched the game. So I think it continued to download in the background while I was playing it, and then the next time I play it, it'll install that update. So I appreciated that. Background downloading was very good. And if it does that for everything, that'd be great. I haven't really done too much with it. I haven't explored everything yet. I mean, also a lot of things aren't working, like the TV, the Nintendo TV isn't working. YouTube doesn't work, but Netflix works. And in fact, I finished watching an episode of a TV show, because there was only like 10 minutes left, not even. So I did that, and basically on your on the gamepad screen, you see like the Netflix screen with like the cover of what you're watching and the description and the stars, and there's like a pause button and stuff, and like settings and whatever that you can adjust. And you watch it on your TV, and that's like your remote. You press pause and whatever, and you can use the slider to rewind and fast forward and whatever. But what was interesting was there was in the upper right hand corner of the touchscreen is a button that if you tap it, it swaps, and then you get on the TV screen is the box and the stuff, the information, and then on your touchscreen it plays the movie. So I took that with me into the kitchen, which it's a small apartment, it's just around the corner, it's not like I'm going downstairs or something. So I can't really speak, I have a small apartment, I can't speak to how good the range is on that. But I went into the kitchen and I just set it down on the counter while I took out some leftovers and put them in the microwave, and I watched it. The speakers aren't great, so I'm not sure, watching Netflix, it's it would be like watching it on your tablet or your phone. You're going to want headphones so you can hear it better. And the picture quality on the touchscreen for Netflix was not great. I don't know if that's because of what I was watching, or if it wasn't a high-def picture, or what, but it looked much better on the TV than it did on the touchscreen. Which is weird, because the touchscreen is actually super awesome, and it looks great when you're playing a game. It's bright and clear and colorful and crisp and amazing, and very impressive. And playing Nintendo Land, it was great. It looked great. And the thing is some of the games that I played, you're really just looking at the touchscreen, a lot. And it's going to be very interesting to see how long it takes me to adjust to this, because I found when I was playing the demos, it was very difficult to adjust to making sure that you're also looking at the touchscreen frequently. And then some of the demos, some of the games, they require you, the Zelda game, you're running around shooting, it's a rail shooter, and you're looking at the gamepad, you're not really looking at the TV. You're looking at the gamepad because you're, aiming with the gamepad and flicking the right analog stick to shoot your arrows. So, you're literally aiming like this. And then sometimes you have to remember to look at the TV. But it's just very disconcerting to suddenly have to use a controller in that way. It's different from the Wii remotes. But, yeah, so it's fun. And aside from that monstrously awful system update, everything went smoothly, the installation was fine, and I even transferred everything from my Wii over to my Wii U. I don't know where I read that it was wireless, but in my head I thought that it was going to be a wireless transfer, which would be super easy. It is not. You do need an SD card, but you don't need much. You need 512 megs of space. And basically what you do is you put the SD card in the Wii U, and you have to go to the Wii you go into the virtual Wii menu, basically. There's a Wii menu where you can play all your Wii games and stuff, and you have to download the system transfer software from the Wii store, and then it prepares the card. Then you take that card and you put it into your Wii, where you then also have to go to the store and download the same system transfer software. And then you turn that on, and then pretty much everything transfers over. I think it's there's some all your games transfer over, unless it's on the SD card. If you've moved them from your Wii to the SD card, the game, to save space, those don't transfer over. But if you put that SD card into your Wii U, they're there, so it's fine. Or you can just re-download them from the shop. It also doesn't do GameCube games saves. It won't transfer those, but that's fine because you can't play GameCube games on the Wii U anyway. So you basically put the SD card in, you tell it, okay, transfer everything, and it gives you a buttload of warning screens being are you sure? Because once you take things off the Wii, they're gone. Because it deletes them from the Wii to put it on the Wii U. So you can't have the same games on two systems. Which, makes sense, whatever. And I'm like, yes. And then you get the adorable, with the 3DS, you get the adorable little Pikmin come out, and they pick up all your little icons, and they drag them over, and then they walk down these little tunnels and stuff, and they get in their little spaceship to fly off to the Wii U, and then you take the SD card out when it's done, and you put it in your Wii U, and then they come back with much better graphics, and much prettier looking, and then they come down the little tunnels, and they put everything into your Wii U, and then everything is there. And then basically on your touchpad, one of the Wii U channels says Wii, and you can tap that, and it basically is like playing the Wii. And then you turn on your Wii remote, and you can play your Wii games. And everything transferred over. My Wii Fit data transferred over. And most importantly, Animal Crossing transferred over. And I even saved a couple of... I played Animal Crossing. I'm sitting here playing Animal Crossing on my Wii U, which is kind of absurd, but, I'm not going to keep the Wii going at the same time. It's also really old because it's a launch day Wii, so I'm, surprised it even survived this long. it was starting to sound like it was getting ready for takeoff periodically when you turn it on. It's like, you know. So I'm very glad that it's getting a rest now, permanently. But it's kind of weird to be like using the Wii U to play Animal Crossing, but I gotta maintain my town. And I saved a couple of pictures, and oddly the photo viewer didn't transfer over, and I couldn't find any way to re-download that. So I just had to take the SD card out and put it in my computer to see if it had actually taken the pictures. Because I said save to SD card, and it said it did it, so I don't know. And it did. So, it's great. So it basically works as a virtual Wii, which is really awesome. The friends list is not working yet, at the time of this recording. I don't know, they might have it finished by Monday and fixed, but, like, you can get into the community and see what people are posting, but you can't actually friend people. There's no more codes. It's just like Xbox Live or PlayStation Network. It's just a username. You enter their name, they enter yours, you confirm that you both know each other, and then you're friends. But I haven't been able to add anybody yet, because I can only type in their name, and then it won't let me hit OK, like it won't let me enter their name. So there's some kind of weird glitch going on with that, but hopefully they fix that soon, because I'm really curious how this whole Me Universe thing is going to work with, like, your friends and sending little messages and whatever. It could be a lot of fun. But I can't tell yet, because it's not working, so I have no friends. Alright, I've gone on way too long, so I'm going to shut up now and get back to exploring the Wii U. So I will continue to update you on stuff as I find it out and discover it, and also playing my games. I would like to start Zombie U at some point. Of course, I also got a review copy of Lego Lord of the Rings, which I started playing and is basically awesome because it's a Lego game and they're all awesome. This one's really expansive though. This one feels more like an RPG. And oh my god, I wonder when that Lego Wii U game is coming out. The one that's like Grand Theft Auto Lego. Because that'll be fun. So anyway, I have a lot to play. Oh, and I didn't even mention that I got Paper Mario for the 3DS. It's awesome. There's no time. I have to go. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll talk about this again next time. I'll cover some of the stuff that I wasn't able to talk about because this was all Wii U all the time. And I'm going now. Going. Bye. Bye. See you next week.